There is no single movement more fundamental to playing good, consistent golf than the ability to tilt your body to the ground. That happens in both the backswing and the follow-through and is demonstrated uniformly by great players, regardless of how the rest of their golf swing may look. And yet, the skill of tilting to the left in the backswing and then to the right in the follow-through can prove quite complex for many golfers. But today I'm going to share with you the most basic, simple analogy that you can use in order to apply this to your golf swing. So simple, in fact, you won't believe you haven't tried it before. And that simple analogy that allows a golfer to tilt to the left in the backswing and then tilt to the right in the follow-through is the idea of listening to the ground with the respective ear in both the backswing and the follow-through. Meaning when I make a good backswing, I tilt my spine to the left, I tilt my shoulders on an angle. This left shoulder is lower than my right shoulder. And in doing so, by the time I reach the top, my left ear is closer to the ground than my right ear. Not only is my spine tilted to the left, but also my neck and my head is tilted to the left. So if I think about listening to the ground with my left ear, I can get the sensation needed in order to preserve the tilting of my body that I need in the backswing. And the same can be said for the follow-through as well. As a golfer swings down, that left tilt becomes a right tilt through impact and into the follow-through. So now as I move the club into the follow-through, you'll see from this down the line camera how my body's tilted to the ground, my right shoulder is lower than my left, my right ear is closer to the ground than my left. Again, I can pretend I'm listening to the ground with my right ear in order to preserve the necessary tilts. Preserving that inclination to the ground, that angle that you get to the ground when you set up to the ball, is absolutely fundamental to playing good golf. Regardless of the swings that you prefer or the swings that you like to watch, all good golfers maintain that inclination to the ground. And in order to do that, you need to tilt to the left in the backswing and then tilt to the right in the follow-through. And I also had a student this week share a similar idea with me in terms of how he feels the backswing happens. He said to me he feels like his head moves towards the target, and in doing so, he feels like he's draining water from his left ear, almost tipping out or emptying the bucket as he tilts to the left to start the backswing. I really liked that idea, and I think that's also a feeling that could be very useful. Imagine you've got your head is full of water, and you need to empty that water out of your left ear during the backswing. So by the time you get to the top, the water would be pouring or gushing from that left ear. And equally, as you swing down and hit the ball, moving through impact, you'd want to reverse that feeling and get the sense that the water was falling from the right side of your ear. Either way, both of those feels could present a nice concept for you to transfer and take to the driving range. You really need to learn how to tilt both in the backswing and the follow-through the appropriate amount in order to maintain that inclination. So there's a great concept you can take to the driving range, and you can even play golf with this. The feeling of listening to the ground at the top, allowing the water to spill out that left ear in the backswing, and then mimicking or matching that on the follow-through with the tilt to the right. One way you can really get a sense of whether you're doing that well or not is in the finish, the ability to just hold your finish and hold on to those tilts. It's extremely common for me to see amateur golfers struggling to hold and retain any type of finish. And oftentimes they'll find themselves going far too far in the follow-through, whereby now my right ear is no longer closer to the ground than my left. In fact, if anything, you can see I've come fully out of my tilts with my right shoulder higher than my left. So this is a great place for you to aim to get to, a great destination to work for. You want to get to a point at the end of the swing where you're able to watch the ball flight while still retaining some tilt to your eyes, to your ears and your neck and your shoulders. Once again, if you watch good players, you'll see that they do this all the time. You don't always see that that's exactly what it is, but I'm hopefully helping to point out to you what you would look for in a good swing and then what you would want to look for in your own swing if you wanted to transfer the benefits of tilting to the ground into your own action. And if you want to train this tilting into your swing and do it correctly, then I'd give you both of those endpoints in the backswing and the follow through in order to help you understand where you're trying to get to, and then I'd let you fill in the middle. Let me explain what I mean. Setting up to the ball, we generally have our head more or less neutral. This front view camera, you might see a small amount of tilt in my head. But by the time I reach the top of the swing, in a good backswing, my head has turned to the right and it's tilted to the left, meaning my left ear is closer to the ball. So what you can do, what you should do if you're trying to implement this feel into your swing, is you could preset that turn into your backswing. So I'm almost going to look back at the camera, which will allow my left ear to get closer to the ground, and then I'll look back down towards the ball. This preset of this neck tilt is somewhat similar to how Jack Nicklaus used to have a small trigger or turn of his head to trigger his swing, and that would preset the neck tilt at the top of the backswing. This is doing the same. Turn your head almost back towards the camera, then keep the ear towards the ground, and as I look back at the ball, I now just need to turn my left shoulder down and under my chin, and I'm in that perfect spot. Again, from this front view, you'll see that if I preset the head, I don't need to change this alignment anymore, and it's very easy for me to move into this tilted condition. Once again, I'm listening to the ground, that water is falling out of my left ear. And if I wanted to do the same on the follow through, I would simply take my setup and I would turn my head to the right. Now I'm looking at the target, turning my head towards the target, tilting my right ear to the ground. Now, as I look at the target and try to look back at the ball, I can then just work on moving that club into the follow through. This is a great one for those of you who struggle to transfer into that right side tilt in the finish. Just note that when you do this exercise with the head turned to the left and tilted to the right, you're only going to want to take the club up to more or less where it's parallel with the ground. Anything past that point would begin to just pull your head up and remove some of the tilting. I say some of the tilting, not all of the tilting. We've already touched on the fact we do not want the follow through to look like this. So as you swing through to arms parallel with the ground, you'd be able to keep your head in a very stable condition. This drill is also a build upon from the head on the wall drill, really. The head on the wall drill speaks to how you would rest your head at setup on a wall, so you have a point at which your head is touching, and then in a functional backswing, you'd keep your head touching that wall. You'd keep your head touching the wall in the downswing, through impact, and into the follow through. That's exactly what we're trying to train here, that consistent delivery of the club via that stable inclination to the ground. Again, that is how the best players do it. And if you want to be more consistent, I'd encourage you to do this as well. So next time you go to the range, see how many shots you can hit where you're able to maintain your balance in the follow through, first of all, and where you're able to maintain some tilt to your body, this right tilt with the right shoulder lower than the left, the right ear lower than the left, the right eye lower than the left. We're tilted to the ground in the finish. How many times can you go to the range, hit the ball, and produce a follow through where you're able to maintain those alignments, the balance in your follow through and the tilt to the right that we're looking for, the feeling almost of the listening to the ground, the water pouring out of the right ear, and the head still being more or less on the wall as we follow through. That's what we're looking for, that balanced, controlled follow through where we're able to maintain that inclination to the ground. If you struggle to do this at full speed, like most of the drills I normally prescribe for you, I'd encourage you to start out small. You can even do this hitting pitch shots, like half wedge shots, just to begin with. And again, that will help your ball striking tremendously with that skill, a skill that's vastly under practiced. But overall, the concept here of tilting to the left in the backswing and tilting to the right in the follow through is what all good players are doing. You probably need to do more than you think. And these exercises and the concepts of listening to the ground, both in the backswing with your left ear and in the follow through with your right ear will help you to do just that. So there's a really simple way to think about the somewhat complex subject of maintaining that inclination to the ground throughout the swing. The tilting that happens in the backswing and the follow through that I described in this video is truly fundamental to good golf. You'll see it demonstrated universally by great players everywhere. So if you want to copy the major movement patterns of the best players, introducing the concept of tilting in the backswing and the follow through is something that should have an immediate impact on your golf. As this is the final video of the year on the channel, I wanted to take this opportunity to say a huge heartfelt thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you who's taken the time to watch the videos and support the channel since we relaunched back in February of 2024. I'm extremely proud of the fact that we've rebuilt the content library from scratch, and I would not have been able to do that without your help and support. So thank you for watching the videos, thank you for hitting the like button, and thank you for subscribing. My Christmas gift to you is if you comment on today's video, I will share with you the first video of my new Draw Every Ball series for free. Anybody who comments down below will get the link to video number 1 of a 10 video series completely free of charge. And all I'd ask you to do is make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and consider sharing this channel with a golfing buddy or friend this Christmas. If we share the information and share the message, we can help more people play better golf in 2025. For more information on the Draw Every Ball series, you can go down into the description where you'll find a discount code for 50% off if you buy before the end of the year. This 10 video series makes a great Christmas gift for either yourself or a golfing friend or loved one. Do check it out, and remember the discount code only applies before the 31st of December, so be quick and don't miss out. And if you want to continue your education on how to maintain that inclination to the ground throughout the swing, then you should check out the head on the wall drill next. This is a great drill that you can do to train the tilts in the backswing and the follow through, and it's particularly useful when you're away from the driving range. This is something that you can do at home, and it will really improve your golf game.